Hello, it's Fabio with Patriots On The Fly. Today I'll show you to tie the Brite Zonker fly. I hope you enjoy the video. We'll see you next week. Okay, when I tie a Brite Zonker fly, I already put hook in my vise. This is a Tiemco 5262. I already put a gold bead on it. I'm going to use some UTC 140 white thread. I'm going to lay a base of thread um, right behind the bead. And I'm going to go down the hook shank um, to the bend of the hook. And as I let my bobbin holder down, you can see that the thread is aligned with the barb of the hook. I already cut a piece of white zonker. It's about an inch and a half long. I cut the back with a triangle shape here. I am going to pull the fur up. I'm going to wet my fingers to help me with that task. You know, some people like to keep a cup or a small glass with water, and they use the water from the glass to do that. And I use my I'm using my bodkin here to pull some of the air up, so I don't trap too much of that fur with my thread. Again, I'm gonna keep wetting it to keep that air in place. I'm gonna fold that hide a little, and I'm gonna secure it over the hook shank 4 or 5 times. Okay, I'm gonna lift it up. I'm gonna lift the hide up and bring my thread forward. I am going to apply some wax on my thread. Just a thin layer, not too much. I am going to get some blue laser dubbing. You can use different color combinations to tie this fly. You know, I like blue and red. You can do olive and red. I'm making a very thin noodle. I'm gonna dab all the way under the rabbit tail here. And as I go forward, I am going to keep spinning that dabbing as I want a very thin noodle so I can make a very even shaped body. And as always, we want a carrot shaped body. Narrow in the back and wider as we get up front. I'm gonna put a little more. And you know, once you make a few of these flies, you get more proficient with the amount of dabbing that you're gonna apply. I'm gonna apply a little more wax on my thread. Then I'm gonna apply some Cerise dabbing. You can use, you know, red. And so I'm going to apply again very small quantity. I just want to create this red pinkish spot right behind the where the bead is going to be located. I'm going to apply some more. Again, I'm trying to make this as thin as possible, this noodle here. Like so. I'm going to check here the amount of space as we're going to put that bead right against the red dubbing. I am going to get my whip finisher. Whip finish right here. cut the thread off, push that bead back, and start with my thread again right behind the eyelet of the hook. Before I go any further, I'm gonna trim some of the dubbing that's been spiking out. It's easier to do it now than do it later. Okay, so now I'm going to pull the rabbit up front here. I'm gonna sort of get a measurement here. I'm gonna cut the front part. I'm gonna pull some of the air off so it is out of the way. I'm gonna cut a little more. If you cut it now, then you don't have to cut it afterwards. It makes, it's gonna make your job easier. So I'm gonna make a few thread wraps here. I'm gonna pull that hide forward. Now I got it. And I can finish the fly with my whip finisher tool. I'm gonna make one. I always like to make two. I'm gonna reach in with my scissors and cut the thread off. I'm gonna make any final adjustments. I see some dubbing sticking out still. I'm gonna cut that off. Still some loose fibers here. And there you have it, the white zonker. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next week.